How can you detach from them and take your power back? Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. Maybe something that's no longer serving you, maybe something that's draining your energy, and taking your energy and taking your power back and putting it into your own body. I think this is one of the things that we struggle with the most, in that with time, we realize that the more attached to something, the more it runs from us, the more we push it away. So if you've been feeling really drained or hopeless or depressed, and it's kind of coming from a certain situation or person, it's likely that these negative feelings are coming from being overly attached to the situation or to the person themselves. And you've likely been giving away your energy. When we are too attached to someone or to something or to some sort of situation, we unknowingly, but sometimes consciously for some of us, we throw our energy at them. And what this does is two things. First of all, it repels them. And secondly, it drains you. When our energy is thrown at someone, it is so strong that it literally makes them take a step backwards. They are thrown off balance through that energy. Is that this person feels suffocated by your energy. And you don't mean to be doing this, right? You have the best intentions. You either love this person or have a crush on them or really care about them or just really want them in your life. But that attachment to them and that energy that you're throwing at them is repelling them. The reason why attachment hurts us so badly is because when we're attached to something, so we have expectations of people, and when they're not met, we're disappointed. And when we're doing that, what we're doing is we're giving power to the other person rather than keeping it in our own bodies. This again is repelling them and draining us. No, when you think of being attached to your lover or your ex or a friend or your social position or the way that people perceive you or an opportunity or whatever it might be, right? Whatever you're attached to. But think about it. When we love something, and I'm not talking about unconditional love right now, I'm talking about really plainly conditional love. When we love something and we want it to be only one way and to never be another way, it needs to remain this way in order for us to be happy, and that's an attachment. So thing changes. That's just the way of life. Our relationships change, and when we want to hold on to them to make them the same forever, we're making the other person suffer, but we're also suffering ourselves. And in that suffering, there's this tensing up against the present moment, right? So when we're tense, we're not allowing. And when we're not allowing, we create stagnation, then we make ourselves sick. We literally make ourselves sick through this attachment. And you can't be fully yourself. You can't allow your partner to be fully themselves. And also you don't allow room for growth and for changing. The opposite of this attachment is to be in a state of allowing. There's nothing more powerful or peaceful than a mind that allows go. In allowing, life flows through us. We are water. We surrendered to waves of cosmic bliss and allowance. And then in that surrender, we're no longer tensing up against everything. And so we finally relax. And when we relax, we can begin this process of restoring our energy. When we let go, we're also the best version of ourselves because we're allowing everything around us and everybody around us to be as they desire to be and as they want to be. It's like taking a deep breath after having held it for so long. And our energy is depleted in this way. When we're holding on to something so fiercely, so strongly, we've lost sight of many other things in our lives. Loosen up that gravel a little bit, right? So number one, identify what or who you are attached to. Why did you click this video? What came up for you to be doing your inner work together? Number two, really look at yourself. Really look at what this answer is for you. And don't judge yourself for the answer, because the most empowering thing is being honest with ourselves, being truthful with ourselves. That's the work. Number three, what is this attachment? What are you gaining social status from this? Are you getting confidence? Are you gaining that specialness? Kind of analyzing that further. What are you getting from this attachment? And number four, what are you afraid of becoming without this attachment? Really lean into this question. Really ask yourself that and be very honest with yourself. It's the only purpose of this exercise. If we're not honest with ourselves, we're not doing the work. And number five, who could you be without this attachment? let's say in an ideal world, that without this person, there's infinite possibilities of other lives and other situations that you could have. Who could you be without this attachment? There's so many possibilities. Just start listing them. If you can only think of one, that's perfect. That's another possibility, right? Who could you be? Now, we want to take back our energy when we've thrown it at this other. When you take back your energy, you become magnetic, you become more alluring, more attractive. Your power is in becoming a magnet and being that spider who weaves her web and lets things come to her. The food comes to her. She's not a huntress, right? Who goes out day in and day out to find her food. She weaves her web and she chills. So let's talk about how to take back your energy. One thing that I haven't really talked about, because to me, it's kind of a given, I don't think I've talked about this, is to create physical distance between you and the person that you're attached to. Physical distance and also digital distance. It's this concept of like out of sight, out of mind, for now at least, right? We want them out of our mind. We want to ease up on that energetic cord, restore our own energy, become our own priority again. Taking that distance is really, it could be really healing. Now, if you're somebody like me who is an avoidant attachment style, this might be a coping mechanism in a situation where you shouldn't be running away, where you shouldn't be putting distance. And in that case, you have to really kind of acknowledge, are you safe to not run from this, right? Is this a healthy attachment that you can be fixing and exploring through communication rather than creating distance? So we're not running away. We're just kind of removing ourselves from the situation so that we can have a more clear picture on what's going on. When we're too close to it, we can't see the whole picture. And as you create your physical distance, it's time to put yourself back in the driver's seat, to prioritize yourself, make a list of things that are important to you in your life. Notice where you've been slacking, where you haven't been putting all of your energy, and tend to your priorities, right? Focus on your goals, bring your attention to where you already have love and connection in your life, where you already have really healthy relationships. Focus on what you have rather than what you don't have. I want you to also think about everything that you're gaining when you release this attachment. So when we're letting go, example, a negative habit, we don't want to think about everything that we're going to lose once we let this thing go. Instead, we want to think about everything that we're going to gain. So let's say that you're trying to stop drinking and you're starting to think to yourself, well, I'm going to miss out on all those crazy parties and nights out. And that could make the letting go process so much harder. But if you put your attention on what am I going to get from this? What will I gain? Well, you're going to gain back your mornings. You're going to gain back your health, your happiness, your mental stability. You're going to gain back genuine connection when you go out and see people that you love. So in the same way, when you're taking your power back and when you're letting go of these attachments, I want you to focus on what you're gaining from this. What will you gain from prioritizing yourself and not throwing all your energy to this thing or this person, right? And the last thing I want to talk about is to let go of your expectations. That's something I spoke about earlier. Expecting things from other people gives them power over us, because when people don't meet our expectations, which is always going to happen, nobody's perfect, right? When people don't meet our expectations, we feel let down. But we are the ones who have the power over our emotions. It's not that somebody else was able to bring you down. It's more that you gave them the opportunity, you gave them the possibility of lowering your frequency. And not expecting anything then makes everything in life a delightful surprise. Other side notes is to, of course, return to your self-care practices, focus on your goals, date yourself, discover who you are, what you like to do on your own without any of these attachments weighing you down. Remember that detaching from someone and taking back your power is a process, and it's going to take time. So be patient with yourself and trust yourself. Trust that eventually you're going to regain your sense of self. You're going to remember who you are and who you can always be. Of course, always changing like a phoenix, always just becoming different versions of yourself, dying to one version and being reborn to another. It's a process. It's a lifelong process, and you need to be really, really kind and gentle with yourself while you do this. That's it from me today on letting go and taking your power back. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I love you so much. And as always, until next time, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.